right. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Here we are at episode 281. I'm going to leave the visual arts passage up there just for a second to say, hey, if you don't know who we are or what we do, one of the things we do is we bring you Drawing Hive every week. Um, and the main thing that we do is we're an educational program that helps people develop careers through mentorships as illustrators and painters. If you don't know about our education, check us out. We have done a tremendous amount of help and assistance for people trying to enter the industry. With that said, tonight we are drawing the Pitt, episode 281. Cassandra, 281 times.
It's
Man,
wild. I need to make a stack of all this stuff I've done.
I kind of feel like their faces in here.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
anyway, we got some good reference. I was worried about it at the beginning because I've followed the show. I've watched the show. I'm going to watch it tonight afterwards. And I was worried about the lighting, about the fluorescent lighting, but there's some good stuff in here. Some interesting, hard, action, or instead of straight portrait, tough to find in an emergency room. With it, being okay, I mean, being
Hmm.
something you want to draw.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. So
You
I
did
think
good though.
I think we got some really nice stuff here.
Yeah.
That's what Dale would have looked like as a young guy with short hair. Uh, um, that's Cranston's daughter, right? Brian
Yeah,
Cranston's
Brian
daughter.
Cranston's daughter.
Yeah. Um, and then this is actually I love this shot. This is the first one I chose. Um,
Oh,
so we got some good stuff. We're going to be doing three poses tonight, as we always do, two 20-minute poses and one 40 or maybe even 50-minute pose, depending if we remember to change at 20 minutes.
we're
That's
enjoying
the
And
this.
thing,
then
right?
and then Timmy's going to tell you about where to post and how to do all that stuff. So welcome. I think we're ready to draw, Timmy.
Yeah, everybody, please join us in drawing tonight. If this is your first time logging on and trying it out, we're going to be drawing all night. Please join our Discord server. I'm going to drop it in the chat. It's where everybody shares their art from the episode. I'm going to look at it at the end of the night. It's awesome. We're going to show it on this stream. Join it. I'll drop a link to it again later. And if you're looking for the reference, I'll drop that in a second. It do me a huge favor. If somebody says like, "Where's reference?" If you're here and you share it in the chat, it's helpful. Thank you. Um, all right, let's cook. 281. We are closing in on 300 way faster than I was anticipating. I
It's wild.
not. Yeah, I don't. I yeah. It wasn't an episode 200 where I was like 200 to 300 were cynics, and then 300 is going to be like the Enlightenment era of drawing hype.
Optimism.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to think like, man, I should have given us more runway on the cynicism.
100 episodes weren't enough for you.
Yeah, 100 episodes wasn't enough for me. Especially considering we're doing this show. I love it. I love this show. And I'm also like, but Cassandra, allow me to explain why it's not good. So, no, this will be fun. People in the chat, let us know where you're tuning in from and what you're drawing with tonight. Cassandra, you're working with grabby
Yep.
markers.
It
John,
means less setup, which
I'm
I
working with I drew most of this so far with a charcoal stick,
mm-hmm.
excuse me, a graphite stick, and kind of, really search, find out where everything goes, and then I can dig in just a little bit more accuracy with a pencil on a couple of places. Then it's all going to get covered up anyway. So
well, it's looking great so far.
I've been drawing for a while.
I was just gonna say, is the chat broke? Everybody, come on. I want to hear it. Also, toggle it to everyone. Yeah. Um, Cool.
It's funny. It's like, I love to draw. I like just pure drawing of, like drawing with pastels or drawing with charcoal and trying to make interesting, drawings where they're, sensitive and,
Hmm.
you know, they're good drawings on their own.
Yeah.
Try to make them just on their own. But then most of the time when I'm painting, I've gotten to now, it's like I I even like the sensitivity in the drawings. I know that I'm going to cover up. Um, and that's like part of it now. It didn't, it did not wasn't always that way. Um, it's just like, oh, I'll find the sensitivity in the paint, but you know, I like looking at like, part of like looking at all the painters that we look at, looking at all their, preliminaries and stuff, and some of them are so good. They're just great, beautiful pieces of art on their own.
Hmm.
Got a really good artist to discuss tonight that
Ooh.
had some. I couldn't find a lot of preliminary stuff, but I got just a couple, and um, they'll be fun to talk about.
Yeah, like sketches say so much about an artist. Even if they're renowned for their paintings, just being able to see their thought process before the painting is always so exciting.
I did the same thing last week, and yeah, I'll show you. I worked like I only probably worked another hour and a half or 2 hours on it, but this is where I got.
Oh, wow.
Let me spotlight
I'm
him
not
for a
done,
second.
but the time that you put into the drawing underneath, of analyzing it and, just going forward. There's a whole bunch of stuff. I didn't even paint this corner down here. I'm still working on the head, but I don't know. It's like I got to get it here first before I can get there. I'm not the
Yeah.
kind of painter that that I paint like really direct paint. I kind of build up and I use different materials and stuff to get the sensitivity or get the mark making the way I want it. And so it's not like an a la prima approach or anything. So the drawing's really important.
Yeah. Yeah. My paintings fail when I don't take the proper time to get the sketch right.
I
That
was,
piece looks so good, John.
oh, thanks. I was debating if I was even going to put this stuff in. I don't think I'm going to. Um,
You
Kind of
talk
figured out.
what stuff? The
Oh,
stethoscope?
the stethoscope, and I know it's part of the show, but
Yeah.
it's such a nice kind of shape without it. I'll probably just take it out.
How's your guys' week been so far?
Pretty good.
Okay.
It's been busy. We're enrolling right now, obviously. For those who don't know, classes at Visual Arts Passage start January 24th. So this is always a busy time, leading up to the winter semester, but busy but good. Yeah, how
That's
about you,
awesome.
Cassandra?
Good now. I had a piece kick my butt.
Really?
Yeah,
Like in like a like did it feel good once it was done, or is it like did it just kick your butt and then you're just like never again?
yeah,
Yeah.
I had like, what I thought was a great idea, and then I realized I just bit off more than I could chew. Um, I'm in a show called The Painted Word at Robert Lang Studios, and we were supposed to pick a book that we love that we would recommend. And so I picked Murder at the Vicarage by Agatha Christie. It's like Miss
Yeah.
Marple's first novel. And so then I decided I would paint her within my realm of my world. So I made her a rat because rats are really smart and stuff. But then I was like, let me hide clues that are in the book to the murder and in the painting. And it just I just went crazy. Yeah.
You should have picked the painted word.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite books.
Well, see, you should have done that and you would have been smarter than trying to hide all the clues.
I'm sure I wasn't the first one to think of that.
It's probably why the show is named The Painted Word.
Yeah. This Thomas Wolfe.
Cassandra, I can't. All I'm thinking about. I'm trying so hard not to do it, but all I'm thinking about now is prestige television parading as prestige television. It's so hard for me because I have been on a kick of watching bad shows that present themselves as smart shows. Excluding this one. So, have you heard of The Industry? It's the worst show ever.
I've heard of it, but I've never watched it.
It's I don't know if it's HBO or Hulu or like whatever, the monopoly that owns all of those things.
Hmm.
um, but it's basically like they were like, hey, man, smart people loved Succession. We should make a show that is similar in
And we'll call this.
energy and mood, but it's for dumb people.
Oh my gosh.
And it's so bad. Like it's so incredibly bad. But I'm just flying through it. But yeah.
So it's like so bad, but you're still watching?
Yeah, the thing that okay, so this is the thing that I think is it I don't know if a lot of people know the term prestige television.
I hadn't known it.
it's
I'd
just
ask
another
to
word
look
for
it up.
like highbrow, but it's like for like HBO for a really long time was like the forefront of prestige television, and then it kind of became everyone's game with like Mad Men and Breaking Bad and like all of these kind of other locations. But it's the quickest way I think to fake your way into prestige television is with like Aaron Sorkin esque quippy dialogue with
Hmm.
like out understanding why it works for Aaron Sorkin, if that makes sense. You
Yes,
hear it
he's really
everywhere.
smart.
You hear it everywhere now. It's it's really ornate, like over the top responses to like it's just people speaking, yeah, in a way that's like is heavily written in like bland situations to make them like and this is the difference with Sorkin or like the writers for Succession and like when it's like hollow. And we're going to talk about this with art. It's we'll bring it into art. It's hollow because Sorkin had a purpose for it. Like his quippy dialogue was like for like if you look at like West Wing was characters it was always characters going to battle and like there was like a power dynamic or structure.
Hmm.
And in Succession it's different because the the quip it wasn't quippy as much as it was cruel. And
Mm.
like every interaction was designed to bring across like cruelty to show the depth of cruelty, right? And then um with a show that's just doing the quippy dialogue, it's to just be like, look how adorable this character is, if that makes sense.
Oh, I totally get what you're saying. Yeah.
This character is very likable, and it's really interesting because you start like reading about the transition in storytelling over time, and so characters and like what they are supposed to represent in a story has changed. Kind of like it's just really tough to articulate, but and there's always outliers. You can always point to a character from like an era that will be like, well, that's the counter to it. So it's not perfect,
Hmm.
but it's the idea that like the purpose of characters in a show like say The West Wing was to like represent ideas and that the characters were like very multifaceted in that they they worked I meant to say they worked towards ideas or ideals, and they pushed things that their character believed in, but their characters were not intended to like um represent, I'm trying to think of the right word. They were not meant to represent an ideal, if that makes sense.
Yes.
There's a more like literary way of articulating it, and I can't. But I'm assuming you see this in visual picture making quite often, which is like beauty without substance. Does that make sense? And I'm not talking
Hmm.
about, for anybody who loves the Pit. I love the Pit. I'm not talking about the Pit right now. Don't
Oh, the pretty
relax,
picture.
right? What'd you say, John?
It's a pretty picture.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
That's
just a pretty picture. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. When I was in school, the worst thing somebody could say about your writing was it was cute.
Yeah. And there's a lot. Well, I'm going to show you an artist tonight that made a lot of pretty pictures, but then he made some that had a lot of grit to them too, that
Yeah.
made it more important.
Hmm. One of the things I had, because I got like curious about that, like with writing and the the like trends in storytelling that have occurred, and characters now, these are generalizations, characters now are more inclined to like express their feelings very like outwardly.
So you're saying it's lacking subtlety.
Absolutely, yeah. I would say across, I would say that pretty confidently. But like
Yeah.
in the ways that it does is actually kind of interesting, because you're like, it's an increase in characters expressing their feelings very matter of factly versus like characters that used to have a goal, and that everything they were doing was to arrive at that goal. And so it wasn't necessarily like them just navigating a day. It was like them trying to change the hierarchy of a situation, or like overturn the outcome of something. It's not better or worse in that regard. I think subtlety, I prefer subtlety, but it isn't necessarily better or worse, because one could argue we talk about our feelings more now than we did 20 years ago,
That is so true.
you know?
Or is it like, or is it more the thing that you're referencing is um, shows that are designed with the expectation that people are looking at their cell phones at the same time?
Yeah, which I've received notes, and like that's been passed on to me from like major, like I've gotten notes. I mean, I've I've been passed second party notes from like Netflix that are like, this show's not scrollable. You're like, what does that mean? And they're like, nobody could watch this show and scroll at the same time.
That sounds like a good thing to me.
That's so, yeah. I mean, that's why Christopher Nolan's awesome, for being like, I'm never gonna work with Netflix.
Christopher Nolan, though,
Yeah.
like some of his stuff just goes over my head.
What do you mean?
It's
What do you mean?
Well, I mean,
That's
I don't mean
awesome.
like if that came across like I get all of it and I don't get all of it. I just mean like
No.
elaborate. And also, I want to open the conversation up more. I do think this is a broader conversation than movies and TV, in terms of Cassandra, especially like what you said, which is like subtlety, right?
hmm
I do think it's like a broader. I think it's occurring kind of everywhere. You
What
know.
I was laughing about, Timmy, was that the conversation was kind of going like, I don't understand it. And your response was, what do you mean? That was the
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
I'll agree with Xander. Anybody who says they understood Tenet is lying. I agree. I didn't understand Tenet.
Yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
Xander. Because
That's the only one though that I didn't get. Like that I like fully was just like, what? what just occurred? You know? Like that was like one of the few movies I've seen where I'm like, was that a happy ending or a sad ending? you know?
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
No, I don't need to be. I'm not demanding I be confused by my art.
so I totally appreciate his stance on it,
Yeah.
and like why he won't work with Netflix.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I like that there is the gradient
Yeah.
of movies and shows available in that aspect, and we shouldn't limit ourselves to assuming that we're not capable of taking
Uh-huh.
the time to understand and watch something, because that's disappointing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm in dumb phone season. I'm getting ready for it.
Ah, that's
I'm about
exciting.
to power up everybody you don't know. I've got a dumb phone. Usually a couple months a year I try to switch to it, and it is a nightmare. It's so difficult to switch to. Everybody hates me for about the exact amount of time I do it for. But it's crazy. Your patience, for stuff.
Hmm.
It's crazy. Like I I don't know. I don't know
How long
how
does it take you to kind of detox off of it? Like to,
like to get
embrace.
used to like not having the smartphone about a week.
Hmm.
Um yeah. But it's crazy. Like you start to realize like how reliant you are on this like thing that really changes how your brain works.
Hmm.
Like it's pretty it's pretty tricky. If I like I've told John this a million times. Like if I didn't have to like manage so many things for the school, like I would I would not like or if I was just like an artist, like I would ditch it. I would I would go full dumb phone. 12 months of the year.
Impressive.
I I think you'd be smarter. I think you'd be happier.
Oh, definitely, hands
You'd be
down.
definitely happier. You know how many languages I could speak if I dedicated learning a language like the same amount of time I spend scrolling to learning a language? I would be well, I don't know. Maybe there is just like a limit to what I can do. Maybe I would be halfway done with a Duolingo and Italian.
You would write your own Christopher Nolan movie in that time.
yeah, it's just tough. It's it's yeah. Um, but yeah, no, I think about that all the time. Someone said don't know about smarter, but you'd be way more focused. I think you'd be smarter.
Well, in being more focused, that makes you smarter.
Yeah, exactly.
More focused, yeah. The I think about that all the time. It's like, what did what did I give up or what did I not have earlier in my life without a smartphone? And it's like you had you I never, like in even like in high school and college, it's like I always knew where all my friends were, what was going on. There was ways to do it. Um,
Yeah.
and it just seems like I think we get enamored with it and we get it's kind of it's kind of you makes you lazy in a way.
Totally.
It does me in a way in a big time. I get really mad at myself when I find myself, oh my God, I just spent like even if I'm looking at artwork, I've just spent an hour, looking at stuff like aimlessly.
Yeah.
And it, that frustrates me,
Yeah.
especially when I'm, thinking about my biggest thing in life right now. It's like, I guess everybody goes through it. I just turned 65 and it's like, oh my God, I'm running out of time and I'm spending time looking at a phone. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
drives me nuts.
Yeah. None of it almost none of it matters like on the phone. And the stuff that does matter, you don't got to get it from a phone. You can get it other places. I would argue nothing this is my big grand statement of the episode. Nothing that is exclusive to a phone matters. Let's let's see if that's a true statement. Anybody?
Big words. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I want to hear a rebuttal because I didn't really think about it that hard.
Nothing that a phone has matters.
What's
If I
that?
had to get if I had to give up, the hardest thing for me to give up, I guess obviously the social media that we deal with the school and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but MapQuest.
I was gonna
I
say
am
the
less
maps.
I am definitely less lost than I used to be. Mm.
Oh, yeah. The dumb phones have all that now, so it's like,
Oh, they
um,
have the maps because I would, yeah,
yeah,
if
they have
I had
Spotify.
maps figured out.
They have Spotify. They have they got everything.
Well, I don't need Spotify, but I need maps.
I like Spotify. I mean, that's the big one. The biggest issue is group texting. It's a nightmare. You know,
Oh yeah, I can see that would be.
group texting is a nightmare. People hate you because you mess up the group text. Everything becomes green.
Are they picture resolution that you're sending?
I don't. I just don't. I mean, to be totally honest, you just get uninvited from a lot of the group texts, and I prefer it. Um,
No, I'm just saying of the things that the dumb phone does, is it affects the picture resolution. Even if you're not going
yeah,
to look at to everybody else, it's a lower res image.
yeah, yeah. Someone said it's a portable weapon. I didn't read the whole thing, so I'm like not doing any favors. Peter Gabriel said smartphones are a powerful weapon because the immediacy of a portable camera that broadcasts can change the world. It also is like I just think that the downside of them is incredible. Like the downside is unimaginable. I think there's a lot of push to people saying like, well, it's how you're gonna get work because it's how you get seen. Like I don't believe that, to be totally honest at all. First of all, like most publishing houses, most ad agencies, most studios have governors on their Wi-Fi that do not allow you to go to these sites. So like right out the gate, like they don't want people on these apps while at work. And then I just think for the most part, like the impressions just don't equate outcomes. They did. There was a long period where they did. I don't think that they do anymore. Like the action, like the number of impressions you have to get in order for someone to take action, meaning contact you or reach out, is pretty insane. Like it's pretty wild. And then the cost, and you can't say that it's non-existent, but the cost of it is how many hours per week for how many leads do you get from Instagram? There's I think a question you have to ask yourself, like how many leads do you get? How many sales do you have? How many people reach out to you about opportunities? And then how many hours per week do you spend on that app? And I would say 90+% of the time people would say the conclusion would be this is not conducive to like success. This isn't working. Is there another app that would be better? Probably eventually too. You know, I would post more to LinkedIn or Reddit honestly than anywhere else. Because Reddit is actual. You know, if you're an artist and you want to post your work and like actually get reactions, Reddit is meritocracy, like completely. Like I'm not like a Reddit head, but um, you know, yeah,
I haven't really tried Reddit or yeah, I don't have much experience with that, so I can't speak to that.
it's pretty crazy. I mean, like things that like we post to Instagram,
Hmm.
they get basically nothing like art. Like it just doesn't get really good impressions, and we're flagged as a business pretty quickly. We don't spend money on ads that like to an enormous degree, and so it just gets governed pretty fast. Those same things like I've posted them to Reddit and like we'll get like hundreds of thousands of impressions, you know, and
Hmm.
people are like actual artists there. Um, I'm trying to think of the most popular ones, probably like Artist Lounge. That's a popular Reddit thread. Just go to Reddit and or like Google like friendly subreddits for artists. I do think you should like go out of your way to find when you're in Reddit, like you should go out of your way to find like communities that are pretty regulated, if that makes sense. Like don't just like it's less policed than Instagram, or
Hmm.
I don't even know if that's true, but like it does feel a little bit more dangerous, if that makes sense. You can find meaner things there, but that kind of sounded like a Reddit ad, and it's not. I just think like if I don't know, it just seems like a lot of people are posting to Instagram with this idea that it's supposed to create opportunities, and I mean, it kind of does, but at what cost? It messes up my brain when I'm on it too much. Does it?
Hmm.
Do you feel different when you like spend like 30 minutes scrolling?
Yeah, yeah, no, I don't like it when I spend that long on it.
Yeah. We're going to move on to the next image. So, if this is your first time joining us, we try to recommend you drawing, as many as you can. Try to do three. Three is a great number. If you've been here a while, you might just focus on one. People on the panel usually just focus on one. But we're moving on to the next one.
Well, I
Um,
mean, technically I am doing three here.
you are doing three. Man, Noah Wiley. It's nice to see Noah Wiley get his flowers, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, like I feel like he's worked hard for where he is.
To be a doctor.
To have a, to be back with the show.
Yeah,
Struggling with the foreshortening here. I don't have it right yet.
yeah,
Explain that.
Explain that.
Yeah.
Okay, so foreshortening is, when you're looking at things that are layered, there's things that are closer, and when things are closer, they appear bigger. So she's closer to the viewer, so she's bigger. So I'm still adjusting. If you look at like her head size, if you measure it, it should be significantly bigger than Noah Wiley's head. And Noah Wiley's kind of on the same like plane as the nurse here. So like she's just smaller in stature, but they should be very similar size. But if you look at the size of her hand, it goes from, his forearm up to his chest. So her hand that I have here isn't big enough yet. So I'm still trying to put things in position. This hand, if you look at where it lines up to his jacket, should be here. So I keep having to make things bigger because her shoulder is huge. Her shoulder is like the height of Noah Wiley, like the top of her arm here. So I'm still looking at things and where they line up and trying to figure out where they belong.
Thank you, Cassandra.
I hope that explains foreshortening.
Biggest problem most people have in shooting photo reference.
How
Is
so? Now you need to explain.
yeah.
lens distortion. Uh, and they'll 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 start drawing from uh, a photo that they've taken and they're too close to it. And they usually a lot of like see it in student work all the time that there's so much lens distortion, there's so much foreshortening going on, it really affects the anatomy of the individuals.
Like, if you take a picture up close of your pet, you'll notice the nose is really big because you're having distortion with how close you are. Kind of
Yeah.
like the fisheye.
And the way to fix it is just back away. And if you need it larger in the screen, back away and zoom in, and it flattens it out.
Exactly.
iPhones are really tough with distortion. Like Like it's got no point where with an iPhone, like if you do like a big get together and they're like group photo, like pretty much everybody knows like they don't want to be the ones on the sides. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everybody's like, no, please, I would like to be, I would like to be in the middle. Yeah, yeah. Do you guys, Cassandra, when you do ref, are you just using an iPhone or do you ever are you
Yeah, I
often
just
doing
use an
ref on your own?
iPhone, but I just know to back up.
Yeah, you just know how to mitigate, I guess, the distortion and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no reason. An iPhone is totally great for whatever you need.
yeah, you just got to know the equipment.
Yeah, I I would say that there is a benefit to like I don't know too much about the manual apps for iPhones. I'm assuming that they just really I don't know what they actually control, if that makes sense. Where you do like manual settings.
Oh, like your exposure and things like that.
I've seen apps where they're like you can change like the shutter and stuff, and I'm like that's fake, but I don't know. I just assume that they're just controlling like yeah they're just controlling the exposure and they're saying it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know enough to be able to say whether or not it accomplishes what
Mm-hmm.
it's claiming to accomplish.
Because the reason I say that is because someone recently was asking me if they should get a DSLR, and I was like, "Are you gonna shoot manual?" And they were like, "No, I don't know how to." And I was like, "Well, then I would just use your iPhone, like, because it's just gonna be Apple's auto versus Canon's auto. Like, I'm sure that there's probably a better. I mean, I guess you can. You obviously you have lens choices. That there's a huge win, I guess. Um, yeah, I guess there are plenty of reasons why you'd still want to, but I think if you want to experiment with photography, a DSLR is way more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But only if you're like messing with manual settings, in my opinion. Which I've recently met like pretty successful photographers that are like not using manual, and I'm like, that's nuts. Like I don't know how they do it. I don't even know how that like works anymore.
Yeah.
Like I would think that you could really mess things up, but I don't. Maybe not. Like
So
for
wait, when you're
commercial
saying
stuff.
not using manual, like not using film, or as in they're just doing it all with the i like an iPhone or
No, they're using DSLRs, but it's like on a preset,
oh.
like a pre-auto set. So it'll like be like shutter priority or like um, aperture priority. Like I never, I only ever learned like when I was like on sets for like assisting or being second cam or really anything. They were just like you have to know, man. Like there was just like zero tolerance for like you have to understand shooting manually.
Hmm.
And now I think that there's I don't know. I don't I just was like, what? You shot that on like shutter priority? That's crazy because what if the shutter was too slow? What? What? Or I mean like what if yeah, I don't know. You're allowing something out of your control to occur.
Yeah, yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that would be a problem.
Yeah. But I don't know. There's worse things that I've heard happen. Um Great photographer I know. He was in shooting for Nike in China and an assistant had borrowed his camera before and had messed with the settings and changed it to small JPEG. Flew all the way to China for a Nike
No.
campaign. You know how much it costs to fly a photographer first class? They first of all they flew him first class. So like
Dang,
his
that's
flight's like
amazing.
collectively like 40 grand.
I can't even I've
I
flown to
think
China and I
45, yeah,
cannot
but like
imagine getting to do
legitimately
that.
they probably paid like 20 grand just for his ticket, first class. And yeah, he shot like a whole entire day in a small JPEG, unusable, whole day.
But like,
Yeah.
I know you have assistants, but shouldn't you check?
There's too many things to check. The answer to that, Cassandra, is you never let anyone borrow your camera.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
enough about this to
You couldn't you couldn't go through, I mean, like, I guess, like, if you have that, probably not, because like it's not like you have like people will fly with their assistants, but like in a situation like that, like they're gonna give you assistant on location, and like you're just, yeah. And he probably only brought the body of the camera, and not like lenses and stuff. So he probably just gave the, I mean,
He didn't look at anything when he was shooting. It's
you
like,
don't look at, well, I mean, like, small JPEG looks fine on
I
a
guess that's true.
monitor. Like it, yeah,
But a lot of the photographers, this was years ago, Timmy, that were shooting film. It's like they had Polaroids with them also, and they would shoot Polaroid like, what does this picture look like?
yeah, yeah. I just got a new a new film camera that I'm excited for. It's by a company that like just started making them. I'm trying to remember. I'm gonna try to look it up. But it's really fun. It's like one of the like it's like man, I don't know any of the terminology for all like the film stuff. I'm so clueless about. I'll grab it, but it just looks like a little stick. Someone said, "How small of a JPEG are we talking about?" Too small. First of all, if it's a JPEG, they're going to be like, "Nope." Yeah,
Got to be raw. It's got to be a TIFF.
yeah, yeah. I mean, these are people like that were shooting on like Hasselblad, so like this is going up on like a, you know, a 20-yard billboard. You know, um, have you guys ever heard about like nightmare stories like that from the world of illustration? Like maybe somebody got an assignment, they draw the wrong person.
Yeah. I've, yeah.
or what about like getting the barrel scans? I feel like I used to hear horror stories about the barrel scans and they would have to peel apart the illustration board.
Yeah, they take off. It has to be flexible enough to go through the scanner, so they would peel the top layer of the illustration off, and uh, and they would send it to you like that way. That's how you got your original back.
Really?
Yeah, I remember that happening to my father the first time, and uh, him him calling a client and saying, "Hey, you just bought this original," and they're like, "What do you mean? We just scanned it." And they said, "Yeah, but you've destroyed the original, as far as I'm concerned." And he could get away with it, and not everybody could.
Yeah.
They ended up paying for the painting again. But we all learn with technology that you know, you had to be prepared for that. They were going to take your illustration apart and send it back to you in pieces.
Yeah. You know, the thing that's funny about, I'm gonna grab it when you do your talk, John. But the camera I got, it actually has a toggle on the bottom of it. It's really fun, where you can take a photo and then you just like hit this little lever on it, and it allows you to do a double exposure, which is funny
Cool.
because that was for forever was like an error, like a mistake of it was the bug, and now it's the feature. I was wondering, were there cameras that had that natively built in, like film cameras? You ever heard
To
of that?
do what? Explain that one more time,
Like do
Timmy.
a double exposure, like that were like designed specifically do to like double expose the shot.
I wasn't aware. I wasn't that good of a photographer.
No, I just was curious if it was like
Yeah.
ever a thing where you're like, oh yeah, they started putting it. I don't know. I saw it and I was
The,
like, oh, it's funny that this is like a feature on this camera.
the
Um,
greatest piece of photography technology that I ever experienced was for my 35 millimeter camera, they made a Polaroid back for it. So I could shoot Polaroid film with the 35 millimeter. And
Yeah.
that was awesome. Because you did not have to deal. I mean, for shooting reference, it was incredible.
John, it's funny you say that. I've been looking for a film Hassel. So I want a Hasselblad camera, a film Hasselblad, because you can put a digital back on them,
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool.
and it'd be really
Kind
cool.
of the same thing, same
And then
idea.
you're like the guy that has a Hasselblad,
Yeah.
which is so cool. For years, I was at a studio that had one. That when they bought it, it was like I think they spent like 60 or $70,000 for the body, and by the time I was there, it was just a paperweight. It was
Yeah.
brutal.
Had no value
It had
anymore.
zero value. It was, and now it does. Now it has value because there's been a resurgence in like interest in that, you know. But in like 2013, nobody wanted it. I could have snagged it. I'm sure there was a day where they're like, if you want it, you can take it, and I, I was like, I don't want it.
How much do they cost? Like that's seems like it'd be very expensive.
What specifically?
Like Hasselblad, that's the name you keep using.
Like a camera today?
Mm-hmm.
I I mean they're so I wouldn't I don't really know what they're I mean I
What,
can look really
what
quick.
was it? What was it? A two and a quarter, or was it?
It was
Uh,
medium format. I
so
mean
that's a two and a
they have
quarter.
Hasselblad has cameras now that are like in the 5,000 range, but like the ones I'm talking about are medium format, and they're like yeah, right now a new medium format from them is like 50 grand.
Wow.
Um, best cameras in the world, in
Yeah,
my
I mean,
opinion.
I was assuming it
Yeah.
was expensive. I just had no
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
starting point of what
You
that
don't
would
even have
be.
your lens. So like you're
That's just
looking
the
at
body.
yeah, you're looking at I mean, you're not going to go buy a 50 nifty 50 Canon lens for that thing. You're going to spend another 20 grand on a lens. It's pretty crazy. But these are cameras that are for not for hobbyists. They're for people that, you know, these are industrial cameras or they were. I don't
Right.
know who buys these now. Like, you know. Um, but yeah, kind of interesting. I haven't looked at these for a long time. They have like small body ones that are really cool and look reasonably priced.
Jimmy, you ready for me?
Let's do it.
You give me 1 second. That way I can work on my painting a little bit.
All right, I'm gonna give you the theme song for you.
Ooh, the theme
No
song's fun.
kidding.
Do do do
Oh, you've been practicing.
like a
All
dove. Yeah.
right. Let's see if I can find what I'm looking for. First of all, I got to take care of a little business from last week because we missed somebody. And I wanted to, for Faces in the Hive, success stories from the students, I wanted to include Brian Perez.
Oh yeah. That was exciting to see.
And one on the left he did in Nate Schweitzer's class, I believe. I believe it was for Nate. And then uh, for the one on the right was in my portfolio class. Anyway, I know he got a lot of input from Nate on that. So anyway, Brian, congratulations. That's excellent.
Wow.
Congratulations.
All right. So the artist I'm going to talk about tonight, and I'm going to start with this particular painting.
Oh yeah.
I saw this painting and it like one of the, I can remember the day and the moment I saw this painting. When I saw the original, but I saw it in a book on American Impressionists and Frederick Child Hassam. And it's pronounced Hassam, Has, just the M, Hassam. Um, um, it just knocked me out. It's like when I saw this painting, I think artists react to things different times in their life. I was 20 years old probably when I first saw this, 19 or 20, and he was doing everything I was trying to do, but he was doing it great. I had just heard the term color within color, learning like that sky is a blue sky, but it's got pinks and yellows in it. It's got a field of color, a color within color to make interest. That ground has a lot of blues and greens and yellows and some reds, cool reds in it. And I remember seeing this and I was like, everything is academically well drawn, but it has an effect to it that I just adored and I just
Mm.
was fascinated with. And he did it really, really at a high level. Um, uh, Child was born in Boston, or just outside of Boston, Dorchester, part of Boston, and in 1859. And he was an American painter, American artist. Lived most of his life in the United States. He went to Europe for shorter stints, but always came back. He died in East Hampton, New York in 1935 at the age of 75. Well, not a lot of talk about his life. He was married along the way. Um, I was absolutely, here's a beautiful self-portrait. Um, but what made him so important was he brought and popularized Impressionism, along with John Henry Twachtman and Mary Cassatt, popularized Impressionism here in the United States. It's interesting looking at his work because I show some paintings at the end, were some of my favorite paintings that he did early on. And it's like he bounced around. It's like you could see him experimenting and growing and doing different things, but it all is very obvious it's from the same artist. Um,
Mm.
Influenced here by Sargent for sure. He was a distant relative of Nathaniel Hawthorne. His mother was a relative, an ancestor of Nathaniel Hawthorne. He is uh, he is a long line of New Englanders, and he played the game or joked about being from the Middle East, but he was not. His family um, was a group of English um, uh, uh, descendants, immigrants, with an English name of Horsham, and it got shortened and over time became Hassam. But he did have kind of the physical attributes that he could fool people, and he did it jokingly. Um, but he became just incredibly well known, very successful in his lifetime as a painter. Impressionism was not very popular when he started here in the States, and so he battled that for a while. But I remember reading that at some point in the right around the turn of the century at 1900, um, he was regularly selling paintings for $6,000 a piece. And I was like, that's
Wow.
a huge amount of money at that time. Um, my grandfather was a professional baseball player. In 1930, he made $7,000. So,
God.
and he played for the St. Louis Cardinals. I mean, it was a huge amount of money. Um, he produced over 3,000 paintings, oils and watercolors, etchings and lithographs. Um, and you can see
Wow.
his facilitation here, pastel.
Wow.
He started out, Cassandra, as an illustrator.
Huh.
He did illustrations for um, mostly stories for Colliers and oh gosh, children's book stuff. Um, and ironically, his first job was with Little Brown and Company in the publishing department. Or excuse me, in the accounting department, which I thought was interesting. And he became fascinated as he was learning, developing his skills, and he started doing logos and all kinds of things as a on the commercial side before he got into the gallery world.
Man,
But look at, like just as a realist painter, I mean, this was early on in his career. And he would bounce back and forth with the craft and the skill level. And then you'll see what I mean later on, going, a little further out, becoming more impressionistic and really loosening up.
wow.
But I really, yeah, the thing that I gravitated to, and I still really adore the work, is his sense of design, his sense of, yeah, look at the shape design in there. Look at the fact that, half of that painting is not rendered. I mean, it's just flat shape. Paint
Yeah.
texture to it. And obviously influenced by the French Impressionists, mostly Monet, but really, really good painter.
How big are these?
Big. Well, I shouldn't say that. Some are small, some are big. I mean, they kind of vary in size. But he did, like a lot of the French Impressionists did very large, canvases.
Hmm.
One of his more famous pieces.
Yeah, he's got such a great sense of design and composition.
Yeah, I love that. He had when he came back from Europe the second time, and he was selling paintings. Um, Having success, he had a studio on Fifth Avenue, and he could look up at the carriages and the horse and carriages, and look out his studio window and paint these scenes.
Oh, wow.
Like, how'd all those people find each other without phones? Yeah,
Accidentally, Tinny,
yeah, I know,
accident,
right? It's crazy. Everybody's here.
convenience. Look at that.
Oh, wow. It makes it look really easy, and I know it's not.
Yeah. And again, back to that original painting. I think that was called. Oh gosh, I can't think of the name of that painting. I won't even try. I'm terrible with remembering titles of paintings. The first one I showed you. Um, what attracted me to it was the application of the really interesting color combinations to make up local color, combining, color next to each other, the beautiful mark making. This is one of many. He did a whole series of flag paintings at the end of his life, that I'll show you in a bit. But he spent a lot of time, and I was kind of hoping Dale would be here tonight because you'll see some paintings of the old Lime Church, and part of where he would go and draw is at the Lime Academy in Lime, Connecticut. And I know Dale taught there for a while. And watercolor,
Lovely.
really simple picture design. For a period of time, he added a lot of figures. I was thinking like, a classical kind of more of classical approach of bringing figures into the landscape. Look at that.
Mm,
Composition in that's just killer.
yeah, it is.
Golf course.
Yeah, like if these are big.
Yeah, that's out on East Hampton. I don't think that one's that big.
Yeah, I feel like some of them have to be smaller, but then I was just like, what size brush are you using?
Yeah,
Oh, that's lovely.
I love this one.
Hmm.
So much Sargent there, and then you think of other painters. You think of this made me think of just because of the doorway. Obviously Sargent and his Morocco paintings, but the illustrator Harvey Dunn,
Mm,
all the doorways. Look at this watercolor.
wow.
That's beautiful. But then, he would bounce back into, showing his uh, really high level of craft, his ability to draw, and real high skill level.
Wow.
This is stunning. I think that's the Lime Church. He did it a number of times. Yeah,
Whoa.
Lovely.
look at that nocturne. Tell me James McNeill Whistler wasn't looking at him.
That's wild. That's my
Right?
favorite.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one. I don't
Where
know
does he
why.
line up with Turner?
He was a huge fan of Turner's. They,
Yeah,
they,
some
they,
of that
they,
just,
they, yeah, good call. He meant that he was mentioned in some of the stuff that I read that being so interested in Turner. Yeah, there's,
Whoa.
oh, wow.
yeah, yeah. And I put a group of paintings together just to show, I mean, how different they are. And
Yeah.
him wandering. These were done close in the same time period. He just went different places.
Yeah, that's like whiplash. That's crazy.
And then
Yeah.
back to the really, he defended Impressionism his whole life. And when you know, he, he actually uh, was very vocal about it. And he came up with an art term that I'd heard before, but referring to all the new art type of schools, uh, different styles, different schools of painting. And he referred to them as art boobies. I
No
thought was
kidding.
very funny.
Uh,
He stayed true to his guns. This is a great painting.
Oh, that's lovely.
So is this. Man,
Yeah.
what color.
And just the directionality of his strokes, they're so intentional.
Yeah, love that. Really simplified value on that figure, just the silhouette shape of it. Gorgeous.
I could easily see Maxfield Parrish do that same piece. He would do it differently, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can see that.
absolutely. Absolutely. So this is some of the flag paintings
Wow.
series.
Yeah,
He
I've
was just
definitely
like,
seen his flag.
I love flags. When did
And
what era did he go through a flag phase, John?
probably the mid 20s, 1920s.
Interesting. I'm just
Yeah.
curious. You
There's
just
a very, very,
you
there's
just
a
want to
very,
wonder.
very, go ahead, Timmy.
I was just gonna say it just makes you wonder what was going on that
Oh, I can
that
tell you what's
inspired it.
going on.
after the First World War.
One
Well,
person bought
right.
one, and then somebody else saw it, and they're like, "I want one too. I want one too." And then he's just like, "All right, I guess I'm doing flags for a while."
Yeah.
You think that was it? You think it
I
was
think
just
that was probably part of
demand?
it. Like, I think he enjoyed it, and then people saw it, and those sold, and more. It
So
was like more
I
in
was
demand.
assuming more so John, and that maybe that perhaps the demand for these types of
Yeah. After the
that the
First
demand
World
was
War.
high because there was
Yeah.
much more nationalism, or yeah, there was just like
Yeah.
much more
It wasn't
pride
all
nationalism.
American. It
Yeah,
was, yeah, nations.
yeah,
And look at that.
Oh, that's cool.
nice. Oh, does it not bother you that it's not center over that?
It
Or
I
is
might
know
it
it's
the
be.
angle?
amazing.
It's the perspective of, I bet it is. Look at the angle of
I
the
Yeah, I
I
think it's the
I
angle.
I factored that in, and I still think it's a little off.
well,
But yeah, no, I'm sure that maybe that back then that there were people really measuring where
well,
they
the
were
other thing
hanging.
they're measuring here is how much gold is in that room. It's just on the frame.
Yeah, I know.
Here's a little pro.
Oh, that's cool to see the drawing.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Wow.
I love seeing like even his pencil strokes mimic the what comes later with the paint.
Okay, so I pulled these like last four or five. They're done in different times of his life, but I just think that these are exceptional.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. That's so cool. I want that to be huge.
Yeah. Well, you can go back. Hold on. That's a pretty good sized painting. I bet that
Yeah.
painting's over 4 feet tall, about
Yeah.
4 feet tall.
Yeah.
I want that to be because can you imagine just looking at that ginormous?
This is masterful.
That's lovely.
Whoa.
And it doesn't, you know what? You kind of look at it and it's like it doesn't fit into the world of everything else he did.
No.
It has a different, it has a different uh stylistic, in the way that it's drawn, the way that it's finished.
I mean, it looks like it was by a person with a completely different worldview. Like it just looks
Yeah.
different, like a different person.
And
Hmm.
look at that.
Wow.
Wow.
Man.
I love this piece.
Hmm.
And I mean, they're all different. Look at this simplicity of this thing. I mean, it's just great piece.
Yeah.
There's one at the end though, along with the very first one I showed you. This one.
Wow.
It's a streetcar.
Yeah. And don't tell me Bernie Fuchs didn't stare at this thing for hours.
Wow.
That's all Fuchs right there.
It's
I
crazy
love
that
that
it
painting.
looks like glassy almost.
Yeah.
Hmm.
This is my favorite painting of
What
his.
is that? That why does it fit? Am I wrong to say that?
No, no, no. I mean, there's this haziness of which you're looking at
He just
the
he just
weather.
pinched all those values so close together. And then like even in the darks, look how the drawing of those figures and umbrella. You know what's going on. There's a carriage, there's umbrellas, and all of it's there, and it's just silhouette with just a slightly darker value. It's just beautiful done, beautifully done.
Hmm.
But if you would have if I would have never seen this painting and I just saw and I didn't see it up close, just the composition and the value structure and color, I would think it was a Bernie Fuchs. Love it.
You squint at it, it's clear.
Hmm.
That's great.
All right. So this is part of uh, the 10 that he was a founding member of, which was Frank Benson, Joseph de Camp, Thomas Wilmer, Thomas Wilmer Dewing, um, Willard Medcalf, Robert Reed, Edward Simmons, um, uh, Edmund Tarbell, and John Henry Twatchman. And they were like the true, you know, American beginning of the American Impressionism movement. Later on, um, uh, William Merritt Chase joined the group after.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes
and
sense.
it would make more sense if Mary Cassatt was in it. Anyway, I thought that was a fun photograph. Couldn't tell you
Yeah.
who was who in there.
Yeah, it looks like a fun gang.
Yeah,
Yeah, they look really excited.
Yeah, they all look
yeah,
really excited. They look like they were all very comfortable with social situations.
yeah. Take my picture.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
anyway, that's a little look into
wow.
Child Hassan.
Nice stuff.
Yeah,
John,
That is
very.
a
that was a
great
good
one,
one.
John. Thank you.
Yeah, it's funny. I really meant that. That first painting I show, it's like I think it's really interesting when artists see a piece of artwork and learn about an artist. It can be very different in certain times of their life, and it
Hmm.
could change how you feel about them. But that original painting that I showed you of the horse and carriage in the street, the horses and carriages in the street, that thing just it's stuck with me forever.
That's cool. That's really cool.
It was fun. Well, I haven't painted anything. Um,
Someone asked if you all ever dip your toes with watercolor.
Yeah, I used to do it a ton. I honestly have just haven't done it much in a while, but like I'll go through phases where I just love it and can't get enough of it. I
Hmm.
use it a lot when I travel too.
yeah, it's funny. It's like I'm looking at there's parts of the of drawing because I'm drawing. This is a wood that I'm drawing on. It's a cradled panel prepared to the specifications of Cassandra Kim. Um, it's two coats of exterior house paint all the way around, sides and front. I don't. Sometimes I'll paint the back on smaller ones. I usually don't. Um, um, but this is really rough, and to draw with because when I start these things, I always draw with a flat side of, and that's hard to hold on to the graphite, which is makes it better. In my mind, it makes it a little bit better, but it creates some really interesting texture and some parts of it that I like in the drawing. Now, there's other areas like it's really hard to get a clean line or anything out of it. But I, I like drawings like this. That
Everybody, we're
It,
moving on to the third and final image.
it looks
So if
lovely.
you've been drawing with us, keep drawing. But please post your work to Discord. I just dropped a link to join the server there. We're going to check it out at the end of the episode. I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited to see the art. I can see a lot of people have been cooking tonight, so this is great. Um, I do want to remind everybody Drawing Hive is sponsored by Visual Arts Passage. If you don't know what that is, we specialize in really immersive, interactive, hands on, like learn by doing mentorships for illustrators and fine art painters. So if you want to work in illustration, whether that be for publishing, cover art, editorial work, kind of you name it. I mean, the applications of that are pretty far and wide. We offer classes that really help you get up to speed with that. And then if you're looking at wanting to sell with galleries, wanting to sell to private collectors, John and Cassandra and Raymond Benia, they're the heads of the fine arts program, the gallery program at VAP. Um, it's all about building a career, and it's all about, I mean, taking actionable steps towards a portfolio that can make a career happen. Classes start January 24th and 25th. I was really excited because I was chatting with Nate Schweitzer on Instagram Live yesterday, which we were both very nervous about because neither of us, we've both always seen the live button, but we've never wanted to touch it. It's
Yeah,
something
I
that
haven't
I
gone
am
there. How'd it go?
I hate the live button. I'm terrified of it. My biggest fear is like hitting the live button and then like getting in a fight with my mom or something, like arguing with somebody
Hmm.
and just being on Instagram live the whole time. But no, it went really well. We had some technical flare-ups that we fully anticipated because it's just
Natural.
there's no test, you know what I mean? Like you can't test going live. And I'm not ashamed to say I'm not a live person. uh, but it was great. We talked about storytelling. Nate shared about his ideation process. Um, it was fun. There's some good questions. Xander tuned in. Did anybody else listen? Um, it was a small, passionate group of people who participated.
That's
um,
fantastic.
but yeah, no, it's fun to talk with somebody about when we talk about ideation because it's like it's one of those things like if you know it, you know it. If you don't know it, you have no idea what it is. And you're like, wait, there's like a process to having good ideas. It sounds kind of culty, you know? Like it sound like as in like this simple method will help you have better ideas. It sounds very like theta-y, or whatever it is. It sounds fake, right? But it's pretty amazing. It's this idea of like, he's like, if an art director calls you with a job, you can't be like, oh, I'm sorry, I have art block. Or like, God, I hope I have a brilliant dream that tells me how to do this,
Right.
I mean, you can't rely on that. So it's a process that I think precedes the page in a really helpful way. And so it was fun talking with him. Nate's teaching ideation visual storytelling this semester. He is young, but he is not young in experience. It's pretty wild.
Right. How many awards has he won at this
He's
point?
just, he's so many. So he's winning so many awards that it feels dangerous to congratulate him because he's so young. You're like, nobody should win this many awards, Nate.
Oh, his To Kill a Mockingbird
Yeah.
work for Folio just blew me away.
He's the Timothy Chalamet of illustration.
So talented. Yeah, love seeing what he was doing.
Yeah, crazy talented, crazy young, beautiful curly hair. Yeah. I'm reading a question right now. Someone said they're a little nervous about showing their art. They just started about 5 months ago. Um, no questions. You didn't ask a question really, but I would say don't be nervous about showing your art. This is everybody's at all different levels, and I think that's like especially in this place. Like I get like somebody's hesitancy to share art to like Instagram. This is kind of one of the beauties of us moving to Discord. Still love it when people like tag us on Instagram and stuff. It helps the school, it helps bring awareness to this. But with Discord, it's like you're not like posting it to a bunch of people who don't know what's going on. Everybody knows what we're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody in the community like tends to be on the same page. I would say not even tends to, is fully on the same page of like we're all practicing. We are all except Timmy practicing.
We hope to get Timmy
you
someday.
know? Yeah. Timmy's just
There's two
talking.
two really common things that you have to, if you want to grow as an artist,
Yeah.
you got to make art. You got to work. You got to produce.
Yeah.
Also, if you have the opportunity to be around others that make art at a high level, um, you got to put your foot in the water. You got to show them. You got to ask questions and talk to them. And the best way to do that you know, is commit to it and be willing to share. Putting yourself out there as an artist is a very important thing.
And to that being said, we do have a critique me channel in Discord that's open to the public, and I've been blown away about how great people are in it. And so there's no rules. Like if you want to critique, the only rule that I do recommend is if you critique someone, you should share your art too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do think
Yeah.
that that's equitable and fair. but I do want to encourage more people to participate in the Critique Me channel because a lot of people post there, and I understand the fear of like offering your feedback. If you don't feel like you have any feedback, obviously, you know, lay down your sword. but but if you do have something you want to say that you think is helpful and constructive, like that's what that channel is for. It's not like reserved for like a VAP Jedi. If that, I just want to let people, I want to let the community know that because I know probably some are more.
Critiquing is about being better, growing, you
Yeah.
know, and I always had this feeling about
Mm-hmm.
I've had instructors. I had, where I went to school was not an art school, it was university. And I realized I had instructors that a lot of them couldn't help me. They didn't have, they didn't make art.
Yeah.
And so um, if you have the opportunity, to put your work in front of people that do work at a high level, to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Um, the other thing I wanted to kind of got off track there, wanted to say is if I always thought that teaching, you shouldn't say anything unless you could fix it for them. If you had, it had to be functional. It's like there's no point of telling somebody to do something different with their artwork if you weren't, capable of doing it yourself or if it really wouldn't make a difference. So it's about just being better.
Yeah. And what I'll say is one last thing I'll say about that is that so like that Critique Me channel or like the art supply like the public channels in our Discord server, they're really fun. They're really great. I think what you're getting when you do like a mentorship with us or things like that, first of all, it's the live, it's the relationships, it's the interaction. It's like a very intense community in like the best, most positive way in that you are getting like access to people who have like legit pedigrees in this and it's not kind of a trust. Like, you go to our Critique Me channel, you kind of got to yeah, you got a grain of salt. It's like you should get feedback, but you shouldn't like, it's like don't go change your life based on you shouldn't change your life based on a person you don't know ever. Like, like should tap into it, into people I think that like have the experience and have the knowledge and have like kind of treaded that water before. And so that's what we really promise, which is like with our school is like, first of all, you're going to have a relationship with your instructor. You're going to have a relationship with your classmates. And then the information is just like top tier. It's the best, you know, it's, there's no joking around when it comes to that. So classes start January 24th, which is next weekend. And really excited for it. Go to visualartspassage.com. Visualartspassage.com. I'll drop it in the chat too. We've got a couple
Yeah, I gotta
Q&As.
say it's pretty great when you have a class. It builds so much energy and excitement, talking and seeing what other people are doing. And when you see other people pushing themselves and coming each week with more work and more things to look at and progressing,
Mm-hmm.
it pushes you to push yourself and bring more forward. So it helps feed you to bring more and to build more. And it just becomes exciting. It's so exciting to be a part of and to watch and experience too.
Yeah. What's kind of been fun? Because so Nate's, for those you don't know, Nate Schweitzer, he's a heavy hitter right now. He's doing like Sports Illustrated work, cover work for major publications.
Polio
Live,
Society.
yeah, living in New York City. He's living the dream. And I don't know how is he 24 at oldest, maybe 23. And John and I've been doing, John, you've obviously been doing this for decades now in the art education space. He's 25, ancient. He's ancient. No, he's 25 years old. we've been doing this long enough that when Nate was in high school, I was talking with art students who were considering, like, art school. They were considering their paths. They loved drawing, but they were concerned about the future of the industry. They were concerned about their ability to succeed in it or how competitive it was. And what I think is cool about Nate, and I didn't chat with Nate when he was like a teenager or, in his early 20s. I really met him when I think he was like 22, maybe 21. But but it's that there are these people that are like weighing all of these, like, wow, it's going to be so competitive. They're like weighing all of the ways in which it could go wrong. And Nate seems like a person that just thought about the ways it could go right.
Hmm. I like
Randy
that.
can
Yeah.
Randy can fight me on this, but I I sense a positivity from him. And I say that not to just like pat him on the back, but like it's a thing, like take a page out of that book. Like, because now I think like there are people that I spoke with that were in the same like had the ability to chase the same thing that he chased, and they chose not to because they like overmathed it. If that makes sense. They
Hmm.
over analyzed it, and they thought about, they only thought about the failure.
Well, it was like Gregory Manches when I asked him, "What do you do?" And he was just like, "You just keep making art. You don't stop." He was like,
Yeah.
"There were people that were better than me, coming out of school, and they stopped. You will just continue to get better if you keep making art. So you just keep making art."
Randy said it was a rough 6 months out of school. That's 6 months. Oh my God. Six months. That's a blink of an eye. That's crazy. And 3 of those months were like summer. The post grad summer where you kind of are like floating a lot. Like a lot of people float. I think that like two months after graduation.
So funny you said floating. All I could think of is um, Dustin Hoffman floating in the pool.
Yeah, that's
The
exactly what it is.
graduates.
It's exactly what it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Half those 6 months were float months. Yeah, no,
But yeah, it's scary right when you get out. It feels
no, yeah,
overwhelming.
of
You're in
course.
school your whole life, and then suddenly you're supposed to start adulting.
Yeah, I can see how that's way scarier when you're at a traditional art school because the thing you got to do when you're out, it's like you got to cook pretty fast. Like, because when I got out of school, I was an English major. There wasn't like a job I could take that would be like an acknowledgement of failure, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
First of all, the idea that like the job you take out of school, like indicating any sort of like success or failure is absurd, but I understand that it feels that way.
Yeah, it feels that way.
But it's absurd. I mean, like it's crazy, and but yeah, um,
Oh
yeah,
gosh,
no,
yeah, graduating into the pandemic. Oh, I'm so sorry. So
ooh,
sorry. That's just,
ooh,
that is a whole life on hard that's just not fair.
yeah. I graduated into the Great Recession. What was going on when you guys graduated?
Um,
Great Recession was tough. There was just like literally everybody was like, opportunities don't exist anymore. They're just like, oh yeah, sorry, you should have known before you went.
18% mortgage rates was when I graduated.
18% mortgage rates.
Yeah, 16 to 18% mortgage rates.
Yeah. Buying a house was such a not possible thing when I graduated, John, that I'm not going to lie
Well,
at
I mean,
all. No, wait, John, I had no idea. When I graduated college, I had no idea what an interest rate was.
yeah. Well, I didn't either. I mean, I didn't,
Yeah.
I found out soon enough. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the idea, when I worked with Jeremy Collins, famous mountain climber, also artist, I got to meet a lot of climbers, and I met a climber. I don't remember his name, but I asked him about like what when he's like in a really dangerous spot trying to move on a face or a wall. um, like, what do you think? And he was like, you cannot think about what can go wrong. Because if you think about what will go wrong, you will you will fall. You will get hurt. And he actually explained there's a phenomenon in race car driving where if you're trying to make a turn, if you look at what you cannot hit, you will hit it. You familiar with this?
No.
So like if you're trying if a
Called
race
crashing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, John, you're familiar with crashing, of course. I need to look up the term for it, but it's a phenomenon where if you look at a thing that you cannot turn into, so you're trying to make a let's say you're trying to make a turn at a high speed. If you look at a thing outside of the safety zone of that turn, you are way more likely to go outside of your turn.
Hmm.
And it's not like a made up thing. It's like a very scientific, like if when people look, they go that direction. And he was explaining like that's very much like with everything in my life. Like if I think about the bad things, like I gravitate towards them. Like they pull me to them, or my like it you just can't help it. And he was like, so I just think about what I need to do, and that's like his mantra. Like what do I need to do, not what do I not need to do. What do I need to not do? So I don't know. That was meaningful to me. So
I like that. Yeah, no, no, that makes sense. I like that a
Um,
lot.
I need to look up the race car thing though. I'm gonna look it up and it's gonna be like not true.
I haven't heard that. Friend of mine years ago, we thought it'd be group of friends. We thought it'd be really fun uh, to go to a driving light camp. And so we went to the Skip Barber School of Driving in Las Vegas. And you drove carts, really
Like
fast.
go-karts?
Yeah, like really fast go-karts. The shifter carts go over 100 miles an hour.
Wow.
And they taught you how to hit a corner and when to brake and how to do all that. I mean, it was fascinating. But I never heard that term before.
it's
But I'm a
it's
neophyte, so
well no, but it's a race car thing. It's called the more formal phrase in the you wouldn't know this if you weren't tapped into race car driving like me, John. Um,
I went to the Skip Barber School of Driving.
no, the traditional term is don't look at the wall, which means if you're going over 150 miles per hour, your car goes where your eyes go.
Well,
According
yeah,
to Mario Andretti.
Andretti.
Yeah, there we go. Don't look where you're going. Yeah. Um, yeah.
Do the portrait of
I
Mario.
think that applies to like many things in life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've started to say things like if I want something to happen, this is so dumb. I will say like I used to be like, ah, man, I hope that happens. I got and John, how many times have I called you and been like, there's no way it's gonna work? Like I will explain like every reason it won't go right. Like I'm like a pro at that. And I've started to say this, it sounds so cheesy, but I'll be like, if I want something to happen, I'll like very quietly be like, I believe it will happen.
Well, I think if you have
Yeah.
positive thinking,
Yeah.
then you're working towards it instead of fighting the possibility because you don't think it'll happen. So I think
Yeah.
that I think that makes sense.
You
I have
click your
like
heels
I've
together too.
go ahead, say that again, John.
Do you click your heels together also?
Yeah, basically. That's pretty much my life plan right now, John. No, I think that some of it's like hard to stomach because I'm like especially if something matters to me a lot, there's a fear of like manifestation. Like you manifest too hard, it's heartbreaking, when it doesn't happen.
But if you focus on it as a possibility versus, doing it just in case it could happen, I think those are two very different mindsets. And how much you're going to push if you think it really has a chance
Yeah.
versus maybe. I think effort isn't at the same level.
Yeah. All right. Episode 300 going forward. Drawing Hive Drawing Hive slogan is "Don't look at the wall." Which, for those who don't know, it's a they're talking about like the wall of a track, right? Which, but until episode 300, we're not changing anything. I'm teasing.
Timmy gets to be sardonic.
Yeah, no. It's yeah. I don't know. That's isn't that weird? It's literally like been studied that if you look at something, you'll hit it. I don't know. I find that wild.
That relates. There's a lot of things in life that are, it's like, oh, that's not going to happen. No, that's not going to happen.
There's no way it's gonna
And
happen.
no way that's going to happen.
And the whole
And
time we're just
and
like,
then it
it
happens.
looks like it's gonna happen.
That
Yeah,
will never happen.
Tell me it's gonna happen.
yeah.
Hmm.
Cassandra, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm moving so slow. I wish it was moving.
Cool though.
It's very cool. Wow.
When you were talking about meeting Nate Schweitzer, because he did take some classes with us, which was really cool when he
Yeah.
was just finishing school or after he finished school. And some of the people that have gone to educational programs along the way, it's like they're thinking, well, I met Cassandra when she was a student.
Hmm.
About that. I met Sterling Hundley when he was 19. Uh, Edward, so many young.
And then you got stuck with us because we just wouldn't go away. We were just like,
Right.
hey, 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 hey.
This is, it was so, what I always loved about it is when people would come and they still get it when they come into our program and then they're like, oh, this is the real thing. Is people, it's like
Yeah.
to go and see, to see a Chris Payne or a Gary Kelly or, my father, and they're like, oh, I'm in the right place. And I always love that about what we do.
Yeah.
And on the topic of going live on Instagram, there are a couple people, a couple attendees here. If you ever want to go live, shoot me a message. I might, I might do it.
I would go.
Honestly, anything to avoid having to post. I, I don't want to post memes anymore. I hate it. I'm good at it. I've figured it out. I think I'm really good at it, and I don't like it.
Only the one time I can think about Timmy, and I still laugh about it, is we were at the academy and we went live on Facebook for the first time
Oh yeah,
with Bill Sienkiewicz.
this is like early Facebook Live too.
Yeah. And Bill goes, he forgets that we're live and he goes on a tirade about an art director that he worked with in the past.
Oh
And it was like a
no.
popular one. So Cassandra, this is like
It was a big
early.
deal.
This is like early. Like all the social companies were like fighting for like going live stuff, and it was he went live for 45 minutes, and in 45 minutes it had already had 1 million impressions.
Whoa.
And what he said something.
Oh, he was
I
the
mean, like he was.
experience he had working with an art director.
Yeah,
And
he it was just a classic situation of like not being out of line, but just talking like you thought it was private.
Oh, and you just kind of forget the people can
Yeah, I
when he
didn't
see.
say
gets done,
anything. Didn't say anything. You just one of those things where you're like, didn't say anything bad. Just like, just
Not
forgot that it
great.
was public.
Uh,
And
so when he gets done, he comes to us and he said,
no,
can
it
we
was
pull
during the
that?
thing,
Can we
John.
pull that?
Yeah, he looked over at you or me and said, "We're not live on Facebook, are we?" Like to the camera.
oh my
And then I
gosh.
just hit end, and it just ended. And he was like, "Can you delete that?" And man, I was like, "God, we got like 1 million." There was like, it's 1 million impressions, like 45 minutes. This is gonna be really valuable content. Yeah, but we
Was that
deleted it.
was that when he did the truck?
No, that was different
John, your
because
head's in the camera.
Oh,
oh,
I'm
okay,
Sorry.
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 This guy.
I meant to do that, Cassandra.
No,
As
he
nice of a head of a hair it was,
yeah,
you're
I'm
drawing.
the
sorry.
oxidil ad. Um, the truck demo is on our YouTube, and I still get messages from people being like, please upload a higher resolution of this. And I'm like, it's from 2015. I don't know what to tell. Like,
This is it.
I just like that was the technology,
Yeah.
like we were shooting on a webcam just for fun. It's like, um, one year back then, it's because it's like you didn't really know. This is like 2016. Somebody just like filmed every demo. And we were just like, yeah, it's whatever. I don't care. And now you would never be able, it's like, I would be like, no, 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 no.
That's ours.
Yeah. I was like, excuse me now. Yeah. I don't know. I guess we give away class record. Yeah. This is one thing I'll say. We give away class recordings. I never talk about that, but if you attend our classes, you get to download everything.
Yeah, we did this for the Timmy. I noticed you went and pulled like a critique and put up what
Yeah.
Iris and I did. I thought that was really cool. That was a good moment in the class. But I had for the first time uh, three visiting artists into my portfolio class. That's on top of all the guest artists, the six guest artists that we have every semester. So I had Sterling Dale and Iris Cumpy, and they all did demos when they came in, and that was a that was kind of new to the portfolio class. That was
Yeah.
a great benefit to be able to see somebody uh, move through something really quickly. And I always thought that demonstrations, watching Cassandra here, not me so much tonight, but watching Cassandra here, the fact that it can be done. I always thought that's the best thing about demos. That you just verified it, it can be done.
Well, it's also great, when you're in class and you can ask questions. Like, so often you can watch the videos and seeing someone work, but why someone made the choice that they did or how they're using the materials that they're using. Getting to just ask those simple questions is so great.
We're talking about doing things and the mechanics of stuff, and I'll just finish why I did what I did to this drawing. I went in with water. I don't have to use fixative on this drawing now. I went in and pushed all the graphite around with water, and then now I can go to with oil paint right over the top, and it won't move. Or you can go back in with another water base. I could go with acrylics on top of it and then to oil. But it's like it works like fixative.
Water does?
Yeah, I can't move it around anymore.
Huh.
Really?
I
Yeah,
didn't know that. How? Like, I don't.
it just melts the uh I could probably if I really tried, I might be able to move it.
Hmm.
Um, I don't really want to because I kind of
No, no, no.
like
You got
where
it
it
where you
is.
want it. I just,
But I just put a bunch of water on that and it's just making it darker. It's not making it come up. You
This
kind of
is
get keeps you from using spray fix.
that's awesome.
Yeah. Changes your drawing a little bit. It's not as delicate as it was, but it lets me go to the next thing now. And it's kind of like it's like a complete underpainting, just in graphite.
someone I love this analogy, and maybe it's only because like I know people who golf, but they were like, how would you gauge the difficulty of drawing? So this is somebody who's relatively new to this as like a hobby or as a passion or craft. um, I'm a golfer amateurly and teach lessons. um, which it's like talk about a sport that has levels to it,
Yeah.
right?
I've taken a lot of golf lessons, so I'm interested.
Yeah, maybe we do a trade, John. Where do you live, man? No, I mean it's just it is wild because it's one of the like golf is a sport that I have friends that get into it and they become obsessed,
Yep. Happened to me.
and it's because like you I don't even know if I could articulate it, but it's like you just start to learn like that you can see the depth of it really quickly, I think.
It was an interesting thing to me. I'll say this about golf. I don't want to interrupt your story, but
No, it's not a story. I'm just
golf, you play
it's a
against yourself, you
it's a
know?
great
I mean,
analogy. Yeah.
and there's so many layers to it. There's so much
Yeah.
levels to it. And my family was a group of tennis players. And so I was always around country clubs, but never allowed to play golf. And I've
Yeah.
always like, I want to play that game. I want to play that game. So in my mid 30s, I started playing golf. It was like a personal,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something for myself. What a dumb thing. It was just
Oh
like
yeah.
it consumed me for like 5 years, and never really got very good at it. But it's something I mean, I still love to go play golf.
It's
It's
pretty amazing. I mean, but it's one of those things you could dedicate your whole life to it and die amateur.
absolutely,
and, and that's not to say you shouldn't do it. It's just like
yeah.
it's a testament to like the
I feel like you could say the exact same thing about art.
yeah,
Yep.
100%. That's what made me kind of like I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah. No,
cool."
I
And
just want to
and
make
like
sure that
I'm
was
like
said.
not a golf person at all.
Well,
Like
drawing's an interesting thing because there's so many levels to it. There's so many layers to it.
yeah.
Um, as a young professional, in my early 20s, I could copy things really well. I learned how to draw well enough to copy things. Um, I I couldn't do very interesting drawings, or my drawings weren't that interesting. Um, but it's like a lifelong pursuit, something you spend,
Yeah.
you devote your time to it. And my dad, up until he was like 83, would go and draw the figure with me, would go and to our life drawing events at the
Yeah.
academy. Um, he and he was a great drawer. And it's just he was getting something, he was trying to do something totally different than he was trying to do even 10 years prior. Or especially 40 or 50 years prior. And so drawing is like, as an illustrator, you got to learn how to draw. You just have to.
Which
Um,
I just want to tell people while we keep talking. Start posting to Discord. It's the end of the night, people. It flew by.
yeah.
So
Did fly by.
please share your work. We're gonna head over there in 5 minutes. Please start posting now. Don't wait. I want to see the art. I've already seen one. We've got a very exciting appearance of a minotaur tonight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, very, very exciting.
Uh-oh.
Which is really, no, it's good. I have already forwarded it to Lauren to be like, we cannot get rid of you.
And blamed her. You
I'm
did
Yeah,
this.
a
still mad
Minotaur.
I missed her coming back. Did that episode go up on YouTube?
It did.
Yeah.
It
Did
did.
it?
I need to watch
It
it.
did. No, we'll have Lauren back. I sent it to Lauren. It's a Minotaur ended up in the ER, so we'll see. But yeah, please post your work. No, yeah, John, like what you're saying, it's like I didn't grow up with golfing. The one thing I'll say about illustrators versus golfers is I've been on enough like bachelor weekends where for whatever reason people always fold a golf trip into a bachelor Saturday or
Yeah.
and I have to be the guy that's like completely like I don't own a collared shirt, like I have to be that guy, like that guy on the course, I've like had to borrow a jacket before at the like place, um, but you guys let me talk while you're drawing. You guys will talk to me. When someone's driving in golf, there are a bunch of sissies when it comes to anybody chirping when they're about to hit the ball. They're that's the one thing about golf I will never respect.
Is that you can't talk at the
You
same
can't
time?
talk during the drive. Whereas like in the NBA, like every other sport, people scream at you.
Yeah. Well, tennis is that way too. You're not supposed to talk.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. That's just that's hoity-toity people inserting themselves into sports.
I like that your definition of hoity-toity is whether or not you're talking.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Great.
Well, there's a big part of golf that I don't like because of that. It's like
yeah.
I,
The
I
culture.
can't stand tucking my shirt in. I never
Yeah,
tuck my
yeah.
shirts in.
Oh,
But
so
in
you
a
have to
golf
tuck your
course,
shirt in to
in a
play golf?
clubs, you have to tuck your shirt in. You got to
You
wear
got
the
yeah.
right clothes. And I
It's
was
the worst.
always getting hounded by about
Yeah, sorry, Craig. We said enough nice things about golf. Now we got to
yeah.
get it out.
It's the ultimate game though. It's a great game. It's just
Yeah,
I love it as a game.
yeah. All right, I gotta get my phone ready.
My
Um,
grandpa was a golf pro, so
Oh, cool.
yeah, but I've
wow.
I've never played. Beyond
My
putt-putt. I love me some putt-putt.
my grandmother was very good at golf, Cassandra, and she very badly wanted me to like golf, and
Oh,
I hated it.
and you were like, nope.
No, like Cassandra, like I have PTSD from it. Like I had to go to like a summer camp, golf camp when I was like like when I was young, and I hated it. And all I remember is like waking up like essentially what felt like the middle of the night to like go to like some golf course. Yeah. And my grandmother was tough, so she wasn't like, "Oh, I wish you liked it." She was just like, "I'm ashamed of this non-golfer." It's
Well, that's
funny
funny
toy.
you're saying that to me. It's like in a family of tennis
Yeah.
players,
Yeah.
um, golf was like frowned upon. It was like, um, all the things. It's like, well, it's not athletic. You don't have to be in shape. You don't have to, but it's
Yeah.
not. Everything's got layers to it.
Yeah. Everything's got layers. Yeah. Absolutely. Um,
But it was like the forbidden for me. It was like the forbidden fruit. Uh,
That's so funny.
it
yeah.
was like, no, you can't play that sport. You play this sport. And
I think
we have too much invested in this.
the closest my family got to that was like bowling alleys. You know what I mean? We were not like I mean, yeah, I grew up not in a country clubhouse, but like we went to bowling alleys. It's funny.
Yeah, my dad as an artist was not like, especially he was younger, he
Yeah.
was not a country club guy.
Yeah.
And
No, he
tennis,
was a tennis guy.
yeah, but tennis was of like
He's a
became
country club
very
sport.
popular during the
Yeah.
late 70s. And you play in public courts everywhere and stuff. Eventually ended up joining a country club.
I
But
think anybody like to get good at a sport where you compete against yourself or you can compete against yourself, I think that is great for growth.
yeah,
But
I'm having a blast
I
right
don't do
now.
well at
My
sports.
my son Matt, who's 24, we both took a hiatus from tennis for a while, just
Yeah.
uh, but we've been killing each other 3 times a week now.
Can
And
you still beating him?
no,
No. Like
no,
do you have a chance or
I
is it
think I
like
think I can.
so you get
Ooh,
close?
look at John manifesting here.
Yeah, I think I can. Um,
Yeah.
but uh, he hits a contemporary ball that once he gets like when we started back, I was better.
Yeah.
Over a short period of time, he hits a much bigger ball than I do,
Hmm.
and they started going in, and it was all over with.
Yeah.
Um, and I love it.
Right now that's my like fatherhood goal is to have a kid young enough that when they're in their 20s, I can still destroy them in basketball. And it's tight. This is going to be a tight window, but I I just have to be able to destroy them until they also experience back pain.
Tell me Timmy's competitive without telling me Timmy's competitive.
I just it's really important to me. You know? Yeah.
Well,
I
that's really
just
funny you said that to me.
that's my main fatherhood goal, Cassandra.
There's another side. There's another side to that. My dad was like anybody that knew him just knew he was this insanely competitive guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd pick up like he had a pool table in his studio. He had a dartboard in his studio, and he got really good at both of them. And he would practice like crazy. And tennis became like his outlet as his sport. And as his physical, he physically declined, and I was still active playing tennis. He
Yeah.
would always want me to play doubles with him against better players.
Hmm.
And it was just, I had a blast. It was hysterical. It's like he lost his ability to physically, you know, be on the
Yeah.
court with those people, but it was my job to make up for it.
You're the legacy.
And yeah, he would physically hold me to it too. I mean, it was just
Yeah.
like, you have to do this because I want to keep playing this sport.
John, I feel this way about getting into jujitsu after my dad died. I'm always like, man, if he had just stuck around a little bit longer, I could have destroyed him in a wrestling match. I like fantasize about it, just being like him having no idea that I was training jujitsu for like years. But
Yeah.
yeah, I recommend if you get like stuck with art and stuff, because I hear that a lot from people. I'm like, find a sport that is challenging because it'll distract you. All right, you guys ready to see some art?
Wow.
Yeah, Alexander
Look at
broke the
that.
ice. Unfortunately, it was
That's
too late for me to post it. It
amazing.
was awesome though. Yeah,
Beautifully
Beautiful.
done. Oh,
great,
I love that.
great
Great
stuff.
job. Great line work.
All right, we
Oh.
gotta watch. We gotta watch
Welcome to the pit.
Welcome to the pit.
Welcome to the pit.
That is so great. Oh
That
my
is
That's
God.
great.
so impressed every time.
Awesome
Oh,
stuff.
those are so delightful.
I
Look,
love
love
that
them.
face in the bottom corner. Nice
Oh,
stuff.
that's really great.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Nice.
Oof.
That's fun.
Hmm.
Amazing.
Lovely. Great job, Anne.
Good
That's awesome,
stuff.
Paul.
Wow. I love this. You know what this reminded me of, like James and the Giant Peach kind of. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I just love that he not only does the great drawing, but he curates the photo.
Ooh,
It's
that's
amazing.
nice.
Yeah.
That
It's
is
so
really
good. It's
nice.
always like really clever.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, Terry, let's see this.
Oh, nice, Terry.
Ooh.
Whoa, I love that one.
Yeah.
Everybody's nailing her likeness.
Yeah, they are.
Awesome. Piccolo.
Oh, this is so great.
Like
Yeah.
I can see it there. Awesome.
Ooh, that's cool.
Nice little George Clooney homage.
I
Hell
love him,
yeah.
Mercy.
Love it.
Wow, Xander.
That's really good.
That's good too.
Good
That's
And you
really
got
stuff.
good.
to a lot.
Whoa.
That's really nice.
I know, right? Nice, Arturo.
Ooh,
All
bash,
right.
bash,
Let's
bash.
see it. Bosh, bosh,
Yes.
bosh. Bosh, bosh, bosh. Boy. Bosh, bosh, bosh. Love
Lovely.
it. This is wild. All right. How many
Makes me
episodes is in there?
so happy.
How many episodes
It's
are
the
in there?
Bosch pit.
The
Yes.
Bosch pit. Sorry, I'm like trapped in it now. I don't know how to get out. Okay.
That was
Uh,
the whole point.
yeah. Awesome.
Oh,
Wow.
that's great. I
Some
like how you put
serious,
them all together.
that's some
Oh,
serious
yeah.
drawing
That is
there.
Yeah.
everybody. That's the whole gang.
Well
It's
done.
a
Very
crowded
cool.
ER. All right.
That's fantastic.
I knew that was Paul as soon as I saw it. It's
Hmm.
nice
I
job.
love that, Aaron.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Cool stuff. I'm zooming just because
Oh, yeah. Thank you
good
for
stuff.
zooming in. I can see so much better there.
Yep.
These
Awesome.
are
Mm,
all great. Man, y'all did
it's
so
fun.
good.
What is it about her that's like everybody's nailing her?
I know. I hope you all like if you post them on Instagram, tag her.
Yeah,
I bet
That's a
she'd love
nice
to see it.
drawing.
Hmm.
Really like that.
That's cool.
Very
awesome.
fun.
Okay, here it is. This is it. This is so cool.
Yeah,
Look at this.
There's the mentor.
Jeff, knocked it
Yeah.
out of the park, man.
Yeah, that's great. Little ultrasound on a minotaur. Yeah. Uh,
Well, she
That's
has the
funny.
distance, like look off into the distance thing.
yeah. That's
Ooh,
great.
nice.
Oh, that's
Nice
really
stuff.
nice. Great job, Andy.
Way to
Oh
go,
man,
Andy.
Robert,
Amazing.
Wow,
so
Robert.
cool.
Yeah. Good
Fantastic.
stuff.
I like that her head is coming from a different angle. Yeah, that's
It's kind
fun.
of what her
Felicity's,
character
all I
does.
can see is Felicity's drawing. It's here it comes.
All right, way to go,
Awesome,
Felicity.
Felicity. Great
Very
stuff.
nice.
Ooh, dang,
Wow,
Randy.
Randy.
Wow.
This is awesome.
Oh,
That's amazing. That's great.
so good.
We were talking about his son too much.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's
Randy.
He's
fantastic.
like,
Randy, relax. calm, calm down.
like, wait a second. That's beautiful, Randy.
Oh
Oh
man,
my gosh, Julian.
Julian, killing it.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Wow, this is him resting.
Ooh,
One's done,
that
one's
is really
not.
good.
Take your pick. I like that.
Oh, those are awesome.
Hell
Yay, cat
yeah.
people and a bird person.
Awesome.
Love it.
Who is
Love,
that?
love.
Oh, really nice.
Raylan.
Yes.
Raylan's one of my
Please,
favorite new
Raylan,
additions to the
please
Hive.
keep doing
Oh,
that.
nice
That makes me
drawing.
so
Just
happy.
Raylan, you send me show notes. I'll follow them closely just to keep you drawing with us.
Oh, Charlotta, that's
Charlotta, very
lovely.
nice. Great
Amazing.
likeness.
Oh, great to see you back too.
Yeah. Well done,
Valerie.
Valerie.
Valerie,
Yeah,
awesome.
great job.
Fun.
Love it.
Great
Great
job.
stuff.
Yes.
The Pit at Drawing Hive. I do love it. Yeah, the stakes are low, but we're drawing people in the most intense environment.
Yes.
Good
Fantastic.
stuff. Awesome.
Really nice.
Those are nice.
Oh,
Rebecca,
that's great, Rebecca.
amazing.
Very nice.
Oh
Fantastic.
Well
man, nothing
done.
makes me happier when somebody says first time here and it was good.
Yeah, well, like showing up
Yeah,
and drawing,
yeah.
fantastic. Always good.
Hey, hell of a one to end on too. Thanks. Somebody who enjoyed their time here.
Oh,
Everybody,
good.
thank you so much for tuning in tonight. It was really fun. I want to just remind you that enrollment for Visual Arts Passage Illustration and the Fine Arts program ends next week. So don't sleep on it. If you're trying to make this a career, you can do it. Like I promise you, you could do it. And we can tap you into the people who matter, who can like make those things happen for you, whether it's from the information they provide you, the encouragement, or just the network of support. We do it all. It's a small school. We really do. We go over above and beyond. It's unbelievable. I talked with somebody at like 10 o'clock at night the other day. Why am I doing this? No,
Uh,
please check it out. So everybody, that was really fun. We'll see you next week. We'll pick a theme. And I just want to remind people, ask questions next week. Come with them. We'll be
yeah.
ready. All right.
Great job, everybody. Cassandra, thanks for joining Timmy and I. Always fun drawing with you.
Always a
Maybe,
delight with y'all. Thanks, Timmy and Jen.
yeah,
Have a great week, everybody.
maybe I'll get Nate on next week. I'm gonna bug
Oh,
Nate.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Get
You know
Nate
what?
here.
I got him to do a live. Maybe I can get him to do a drawing hive.
He
Let's
should
try.
be
All
here.
right.
All
All right,
right.
everybody.